Okay, so let's start with the basics. I need to start with his name. Sounds simple enough. So, this is the name from this name is fair. Okay, okay. So, we should. That's the first part. The hell else do I do? How about we start with a description of how he looks? So let's see. He is probably about mid-size. So let's say 5 foot 11, just so he doesn't reach the 6 foot mark, because it'd be funny. Nah, 5'10" feels better. There's his height. What does he wear? I mean, I think it's obvious. Where's Iron? Iron. How to describe their iron armor, though? Let's see. And see his face. And he has leather, like dark leather garments under armor. He says doesn't show that in the thumbnail, but that's because I mean, come on, I'm not an artist. I probably know what I'm doing. So we have dark leather garments under, sort of like the shirt and the pants and stuff. Not like a cat's, not like Catwoman suit, but more so like leather armor. So he has a sort of like helmet, mail, braces, long, let's, boots, and guards are all iron. Iron alloys. There's gonna be more to that later, but for now, that'll do. And wait, let's see. Dark hat cloak. It's sort of like cloak over his head, shoulders, part of his back. Just made out of like regular old cloth, I think. He doesn't have a lot of adventures. It gets broken all the time. So he just fixed it himself. And he's really bad at it. So it's all patchy. Like sort of like pat like cartoon isn't clothes. Very worn, but taken care of. Like that's basically something he's been wearing for years. Love me some lemon yogurt. All right. So, considering that is a very brief description of just what he's wearing, what about his equipment? He has a large shoulder bag. Ah, didn't press enter. God, I'm good at this. He has a large shoulder bag. Sort of like an over the shoulder bag, sort of like a man purse, where he puts all his stuff in. Full of rations. Right. Contains food. Sewing it. What else do we have in there? I have an idea for like he has like a collapsible bow he puts in there. So collapsible bow. Let's fix that. Nah, ignore that. Imagine. God, I'm good at this writing nonsense. He has a little bow that he sort of like has in his bag that he takes out. Just unfolds it and he can shoot people. And with that, he can probably keep his arrows in there. He could also have a quiver under that cloak. Yeah, let's put that. Jeep quiver under the boat. A little collapsible bow in there. Food, so I get collapsible bow. That water skin. Oh, a bestiary. And a journal. Because he's going to be going around all over the place. What else is there that I would like to mention for him? Right, his weapons. Two weapons. Very large, very heavy. No, it's just right. Heavy, great sword. Unbeatable sword. Short sword is rusted stuck. Useful as a blunt. Useful as a what? Or non lethal combat. Except he's like not finding somebody he doesn't want to kill. He takes out the sword, just the full thing, sheath and all. Great sword. Curved. Curved great sword. Held by. Basically holds the great sword in his back, basically just from it's like a little strap. Strap. when he wants to achieve the weapon he undoes a knot around the base of the blade. Yeah, that makes sense. So basically, he just uses two arms. One's holding it, puts the other one back there, undoes it, draws over the shoulder. Because I think that'd be neat. It's supposed to be really heavy, so it'd hold it on his back, not on his side. I like to think it's so big that you can't just like put it around your waist or nothing. It's huge. It's not like Dark Souls. And they have a big old great curved blade on their back. They have to take off the whole thing. Sort of like that. I am. Does not have a. There we go. I think that's simple enough of an idea. He basically doesn't have a sheath, so he just has that strap, undoes the strap, takes the thing, starts fighting big or dangerous things that he wants to kill. And the short sword being stuck is interesting. I just think it's neat. What next? Oh, I think that's a good enough assessment for how he looks on the outside. I also like to say he is albino and sunburn. Yeah, he's just completely white. He's like pale like a ghost. Ooh. Looks. Nah. So yeah. Ooh. I'm thinking sort of like he's just white all around. So if they're looking too close into it and they see sort of like through all the shadows and stuff, there's just this ghost inside of the armor to sort of add like the mystique. Makes him look interesting. Okay, so I think that's a good enough assessment for what he looks like. What about his skills in knowledge next? Do his personality later, probably after this. I'm thinking, yeah, that's a good idea. Let me just, I don't feel like fixing any of that stuff. So, we can instead now start on skills he has. So, he's a good fighter. Skills. Let me add that over here. Looks. Equipment. Now I got skills. So he's a good fighter. That's gonna be obvious considering he's the Iron Knight. Knight's fight. He's a fighter. What else can I add to this? He's a good tracker. He is very knowledgeable on, how do I write like he's good at, he knows like animal stuff. Maybe an animal lover? A creature lover. Creature knowledge. Let's see, what else can I add? Fighter, tracker, creature knowledgeable. He can be very intimidating. Because big man, smoke, iron armor, pale as a ghost. Not a very fun thing to just randomly find. Don't want to cross him. That sort of idea. So we got a fighter. He's got a tracker. He's creature knowledgeable. He's intimidating. He's making so he's also friendly. Friendly. So even though he is intimidating, he can make friends. He knows people. He talks to people all the time. Oh, I guess that's more of a personality thing, so maybe a skill. He's a fighter, he's a tracker, and he's he knows creature knowledgeable, because I don't know how to describe that. He's intimidating. These are all skills he has. And he is very strong. Like, he's hefty. His armor's heavy, his sword's heavier. He has a bunch of nonsense in his bag. He has a rusted sword around his waist. So he's just carrying a lot of heavy stuff that most people wouldn't be able to really handle. It's sort of like Guts Cannon with his Dragon Slayer sword and stuff. Sort of that vein. Let's see, what else? Maybe nimble? Would he be very nimble? He's agile. Yeah, despite using all that heavy stuff, he's pretty agile. He can go fast, he can climb. He's good at that kind of stuff. Now, if we're gonna write skill stuff, we gotta write what he's bad at. Which I'd say weaknesses is a good way to put it. Weaknesses. Let's say technological illiterate. But sure, he can use it. That's as far as it goes. All right, and musical gift. Just a little curveball, because it'd be funny. So he's technologically illiterate. He is. Unlucky. Like, he's just unlucky. It's all a chunk of his adventures start out pretty normal, and everything goes wrong. Everything. And then he thinks he's just gonna go fight some wolves, and all of a sudden Cthulhu shows up, sort of thing. That happens to him all the time. That's how he got so strong and agile. Well, he's good at known creatures. He's a tracker. He's really good at fighting. So he's unlucky. Things just keep happening to him, no matter how much he hates it. What else do I want to add to his weaknesses? He is easy to misunderstand. That goes hand in hand with him being intimidating. He says one thing, he's trying to be nice. He like speaking, he's trying to learn something, and he just scares the daylights out of him. It is completely by accident. So I guess in that sense, we can also say he is a bit of a dork. He's just not very good with people. Not on purpose. He's just dumb with people, with words. He can't use words good until he knows the person, in which case they understand. I mean, it's sort of like this. It's good, and he sort of becomes a normal person then. Technologically illiterate, unlucky, easy to misunderstand, and dork. What else would be good? Yeah, I think that's a good starting point, actually. Because that way he sort of like has to. No, nah, nah. Maybe another thing I could say for him is he is. This isn't positive, this isn't really negative, this is more of a trait. So let's say trait. Let's move dork onto trait. These are just traits, personality traits now. Let's move dork over here. He's a dork. Like he needs to do one thing and then things just don't go particularly correctly. Tries to talk to people, and then he gets like either roped into something he doesn't want to do, which then leads to something really stupid happening, and all of a sudden he's fighting some random nonsense that he shouldn't have no right to be part of. And that's how his adventures start rolling in a certain area. And eventually everyone loves him because it's like he does something stupid that helps them all. But the road there is pain. So he's a dork. He is stubborn. He is stubborn. If he wants to do something, he will. If he doesn't want to do something, it'll be really difficult to convince him otherwise. I don't like to think he's naive. It also feels like it'd be a weakness rather than a personality, just a regular trait that's like not positive, not negative. But he is friendly. Despite it all. He's a nice guy. He likes talking to people. He likes helping people. So good person. He's just a good person. He likes talking. He does like talking to people. He likes helping people. He wants to do good things. He wants to make the world a better place. He's just has trouble getting to that point. So he's a good person. How about we also say this is also kind of a weakness, but let's go ahead and go with financially irresponsible. This is sort of like between a trait and a weakness. Like he'll get a lot of money and then he'll start spending money on what he needs, and then after that it's just free game and he just loses it all in a day, which sort of goes with him being unlucky. At least I think so. Very. How about he's good at menial labor? You know, cooking, cleaning, looking like stuff like that goes on in the back rooms of like stores and stuff, so he can sort of like have a second job if he needs more money or he needs to eat and he doesn't have the money for it. He can help them doing something else. I think that'd be cool. So yeah, I think those are good traits. That's a good way to explain them. He is a knight, so he's good at fighting. He's a tracker. He's really knowledgeable on creatures, but he can be really scary. He's really strong, but surprisingly fast, and he's musically gifted. His problem is that he cannot understand this newfound technology nonsense and a point in time where things are starting to like advance a lot more. He's really unlucky, and he is really easy to misunderstand. Just because when he doesn't know somebody, he just does not speak well. As a person, he's a bit of a dork. He's kind of stubborn, but he's friendly. He's a good person. He does not know how to spend his money, and he's oftentimes helping out with small things around wherever he finds himself. Let's look at his. All right, and he has wanderlust. He likes to go around. He likes to wander all over the place, take carriages over to the side, go to small towns, go to the city, and go between nations. He likes to go wherever he pleases. That's the kind of guy he is. If he's curious about a place, he'll just go. Sorry if it sounds weird. I'm eating some random nonsense yogurt, put some lemon juice in it. Came out fantastic. Seriously, if you haven't tried, just get some vanilla yogurt, get some lemons, unsweetened lemon juice, whatever. Put it in the yogurt. Got yourself some lemon yogurt. It's surprisingly nice. Good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or dessert, or midnight snack. You really judge. Just remember to have some water next to it. So that's a good way to explain them. I should probably add some more weaknesses later. But for now, that works. So what about his allegiances? Allegiances. So let's start with this. He is the heir to the fallen house of Miel. That's why he has a last name. It's Fair Miel, from the house of Miel, from the land of Miel. I think that works. Heir to the fallen house of Miel. Like, yeah, that's sort of the idea. He's part of like this whole other country I have in my head, but this is the whole reason I'm writing things down first. Starting with the most important part, main character, characterization, and then moving on to something else. So he's heir to the house of Miel. He should have had a completely different life than wandering around being a poor man with like really, really heavy armor, seeing rusted weapon, a single like foldable bow that he got from who knows where. Should not be wandering around like this, but he is, because there's no more House of Miel. The land of Miel has been made unavailable for him to have. He is part of a Wanderers Guild. Which, long story short, I mean, it's in the name. It's a Wanderers Guild. It's a guild for wanderers, people who want to go wherever. I think it's kind of a neat idea to have it so that instead of an Adventurers Guild, it's a Wanderers Guild. People just go around doing whatever. He's a knight and he's a Wanderers Guild, so he takes quests as a knight wherever he goes to. They're mutually exclusive. He is a experienced knight. He's been doing jobs for a while. He's good at it. He fights a lot. He's nice. So he is a knight, he's a Wanderers Guild, and he is the heir to the fallen house of Miel. But he's a good person, so he's probably not gonna try to do. Oh yeah. Let's put another trait. Yeah. Ambitious. He turns out he doesn't really want to do much. He likes his job. He likes his life as is. Somehow, this is just great for him, despite it all. You think somebody from the Fallen House would like hate him, but no, he's almost happy. He wouldn't have started the life, but now that he's there, it's like it ain't too bad. He has an experience, nonetheless. That he's an experienced knight. He's been doing this for years. Anything else? And he is a citizen of the Duchy of St. Lucina. Nah, I should make a different name for the country that he's part of. Because it's supposed to be like a confederation for the normal confederation. Would that work? I don't think it would, no. But it would also be funny. Nah, that's not a really good name for it, though. It doesn't sound quite right. It's funny, though. Mm. So I guess for now, because he lost his land, he's still gotta go somewhere, so he will be a citizen of the Duchy of Hangmarsh. Hangmarsh, by the way, is the people who took his home. Part of the reason why he's thrown out and just off in the wilderness doing whatever. Does he know this? Don't know. I don't think he even cares. He probably barely even goes there. So this is probably a good place to call it for just what kind of person he is. I think it makes sense for a character. It's like a little bit incomplete, but because you have to write him more and see what he does. That's another thing. He can be closed-minded. Right, he doesn't really change his mind very often about people. So even if somebody's actually good and he understands that they're good, he just can't help himself. Like it just rubs him the wrong way. I feel like that'd be a good way to call it. Closed-minded. That's another weakness for him. That's he's sort of has to work through. Yeah. I think that makes sense. His allegiances, he is the heir to the fallen house of Meow. But because they were thrown out by the Duke of Hangmarsh, is now a citizen of the Duchy of Hangmarsh. He's an experienced knight, and he is a member of the Wanderers Guild. Make sense? I think this all makes sense to me. Now then, let's think about this for a second. What do I want to write next? Maybe a better backstory, I guess. Yeah. But I'll make it simple. A simple story. Simple. I'm a moron. Okay. A simple backstory for a simple character. So let's just go outline simple phrases. Born in house you son of let's make it booty. Yeah. I want to make it like a lower end noble, so let's make it Baron. Yeah. And Baroness. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. Now let's make it so that is after that. He was born 2 years old. Baroness. 2 years old. Comma. With disappeared. So we have no idea who she is. 4 years. 4 years old. debt. Like spirals for 4 years. Then when he's 8 years old, we can say that power was deposed by Duke Mark and go by 3 yen to run away to go to Element College. So we can say Bangs hired professor of Element College in goes to study under Professor Recusant. Is that a good name? Recusant. Professor Recusant. Has a ring to it. Uh, 12 years in college, learns basics of means basic education, including needs basic education, particular interest in biology. Give me a sec. It's a particular interest in biology. And let's say he gains family heirloom sword armor. That is not fit yet. Did say the armor was like a mail, right? Yep. Helmet, mail, hand braces, gauntlets, boots, shin guards, and greaves. That's what they are. Boots, greaves, and shin guards. So let's say 4 years later. Now let's see. Games contact with the moonlight night. What's his name? What should I name him? Moonlight Nights. Moon. Does that work? Just a little fun pitch with that. I think I might do that. Moonlight Night Loon. Otherwise known as Light Night Loon. Learns about night. Or let's say 12 years old. Armor is ill. What's where? Yeah, the sword. Yeah, the sword's the short sword, by the way. So let's go ahead and write that. Sword. And the armor does not fit him yet. Okay, so there's my hood. Then what wearable. Leaves knowledge to be moonlight night friend travels with me for 4 years. That's where he learns the tricks of the trade, and he goes with him to sort of like go all around the place. Moon is a religious, religious, just an archaeologist. Archaeologist. Travels. Loon. Travels. To discover and understand ruins. Currently learning about dead sunlight. Cold. Think that works. Bear Will learns how to fight. How to fight. And how to survive in the wilderness. You can say around, he travels with him until he's about 18-ish. 2 years old. So he's apprenticed for like 6 years. Works ways with whom who disappears. Must take pilgrimage to become an official knight. Yeah, so let's say, yeah, so that makes sense. I think, kinda. I feel like there's some stuff missing there. Games, main marshes, blessing, travels southeast to ruined kingdom, to old kingdom. They call it Cold Kingdom Mortis, but not. I don't think that'd be a good name for it. Oh, it's a good name for the kingdom because it's been ruined for centuries. There's been all kinds of legends about how it got destroyed. It's sort of like Atlantis, but real, but also not as exciting because there's basically nobody living there. It's just untamed wilds, and that's super haunted. And like the temperature feels one way, but it's actually the other way. So you have like a cold tropical forest sort of thing. Like it's cursed. And what would I call that? Kingdom. Something funny, something fun, something interesting, something that catches attention. Hmm. I'm thinking the name could have something to do with not like not like a corpse kingdom, not like something like that. I don't want it to be something like rupture or rapture or something like that. Maybe some people could call it the Kingdom of Mortis because it's dead, but that's not what it's actually called. It's not gonna be something like Tundra either. Nothing like that. Maybe I can make it called Alright, I'm gonna look up some ideas for like what to actually call it. Let's look up something like it's like Thesaurus. Let's go ahead and write gold. Bitter, bleak, brisk, chilled, cool, crisp, rigid, frosty, arctic, chill, cutting, hyperborean. Borea? The cold kingdom of Borea? What does hyperborean mean? Bitter, bleak, brisk, cool, crisp. Ah, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, we will call it the cold kingdom of Borea. Borea. Perfect. Night. Pilgrimage consists of following the steps of great figures. Bear chose to follow the story of what do I call this guy? Doggy. Like, nah, it's not gonna be a doggy. That sounds stupid. What was the name of that one dragon that's like the dwarf who is so greedy he turns into a dragon? What's it called again? Fafnir. Fafnir. The one-man army. Of the legend of Fafnir, the one-man army. Whole idea behind this is, oh, I guess I'm just right here. Fafnir is a story of a man who was betrayed by his king and desecrated by his people. So he came back many years later during the kingdom's highest point. During the kingdom's highest point. During the kingdom's most powerful moment to destroy it. Using the blue flames of vengeance. The ashes of the kingdom. The kingdom's burning. Permanently stain. We should make it northeast instead. Bird travels northeast. Northeast. Permanently stain the kingdoms here. Making it very cold with the making it very cold. Making it very cold. Making very cold for humans. I want to say men, but it's not just like guys, it's like all people. For anyone who comes stays in the ruined ashes. Stay in the light. That's a good place to put it. That's a good place to put it. It's a good way to like describe a legend in like 2 sentences. Fafnir is the story of a man who betrayed his king and was desecrated by his people. So he came back many years later in the kingdom's most powerful moment to destroy it, using the blue flames of vengeance. The ashes of the kingdom's burning permanently stain the kingdom's air, making it very cold for everyone who comes to, or stays in the land. The was from the only farthest village or the edge of the kingdom, and its in use will be the run of the kingdom, where several frozen buttons may and I gotta go pee. It's an awesome moment. Really cool. So glad this is happening. This is the best time. Well, let's see if I can't try this thing. Because I think it would be really funny if I could use this little picture. That doesn't look like it's working. Yeah, there it is. Should be there now. No, it's not. Okay. Let's try it here then. Put this over here. Put this over there. That's not working. I'll figure it out later. I can't be bothered. Whatever. Instead, I'll probably just do something like this. I will instead copy the image. And then I will paste the image. Okay. That should do it. Not that anybody's watching, but if they were, this would be a really funny thing to look at. I'll be back. Alright, here I am again. So much fun. Ooh, okay. Where was I? Get rid of that. Still writing his backstory to where we find him nowadays. Hmm. Once he reaches the throne room, he slays a prayer to gods to yeah, just put God because it's like one of those weird like there's like one God and he has a lot of aspects like sort of like go around. That's sort of monotheistic, but also not really. It's weird. It's a weird thought process I have. And it's what does he receive or what does he take? Could be a crown, could be some kind of scepter, could be something else. It has to be something that proves that he got there. I don't want that to be where he gets this big sword. I want it to be something else. There's so many things you can find in a throne room too. Could be a piece of carpet, could be a piece of throne, could be some of the wall. Because I like to imagine it's like the whole room is sort of like not really intact. It's all frozen over, but the roof looks like it caved in. There are some pillars standing around everywhere. Walls are broken down. There's people crushed. There's people frozen. There's the king on his throne room. There's the king on his currently broken throne, just sort of basically in an icicle, completely just nothing left but bone, garments, and crown. Maybe I can make him take the crown. Let's see. Old kings crown and leaves. He returns from his month long pilgrimage. Is the Duke crown of the crown